Are you a non-traditional student who is struggling with time management? Maybe you're a working parent, or you're just someone who works a lot, or both. And you need some tips on how to juggle college and all of your responsibilities? When I was in college, I mastered the art of being a mom, having 2 full-time jobs, and keeping a GPA over 3.0. I'm Sarah Luna, and this is what I learned in college. I graduated from the University of Texas of the Permian Basin in May 2024 with a Bachelor of Arts in Communication. While I was enrolled in college, there was a period of about a year and a half where I was enrolled in courses full-time, I had 2 full-time jobs, and I had the responsibilities of being a parent. With a little planning and some careful execution, not only was I able to keep my GPA above a 3.0, but I was also able to attend to my motherly duties and go above and beyond as an employee at both of my jobs. If you would like to know how I stayed sane while doing all of this, and maybe apply my strategy to your own life, then stay tuned. Let's get right into it, guys. So the first one I'd like to talk to you about is the wall calendar and phone calendar combo. You're going to want to use both a wall calendar and a phone calendar. So the reason for the wall calendar, yes, I know it's 2024 and nobody uses tangible calendars anymore, but I'm telling you, that made all the difference when it came to remembering my responsibilities. I had so many responsibilities that if I didn't plug them into both my wall calendar and my phone calendar, I was going to end up forgetting something. You're going to want to set aside a 2-hour block to do this. Take a look at the syllabus for each course that you're taking. Write out the due dates for every major exam and every major assignment for every course that you're taking throughout the semester. Also, you're going to want to write out any family commitments you have, any work commitments, and any health commitments that you have. Now, do the same thing with your phone calendar or a planner that you like to use on your phone. Make sure that the device that you use is one that you carry with you every day. Now, what I like to do when I fill out my phone calendar is I like to set alarms and reminders for myself. I recommend setting your reminders for about 3 days before the exam or 3 days before the assignment is due. That way, it doesn't send your brain into a panic mode because you still have 72 hours to go before it's due or before you have to take the test. So you have time, but you don't. The next secret that I want to share with you is when you study for your exams, use flashcards. Write down important terms and concepts on some index cards that you can get from your local department store, or you can print them off of your computer. These are really convenient because after you take the time to write them all out, then you just throw a rubber band around the stack and you're good to go. You can take them anywhere, to doctor's appointments, while you're waiting for the bus, etc., etc. So the next time you have somewhere to go, throw your index cards in your pocket and then whip them out whenever you are tempted to death scroll. You would be amazed by how much studying you can get done just by sitting in the waiting room at a doctor's appointment. The key is to utilize your time well. We all have the same set of 24 hours. It's how you use those hours that matters. So the next secret that I want to share with you about my journey is the fact that I made it to where the jobs that I worked were tailored to my situation. To elaborate on that, the first full-time job that I worked was as an automotive technician at Walmart. This enabled me to make more than minimum wage as a student. Now, I already had some experience working on cars before I started at this particular Walmart to change oil and tires, but you can get a job like this even with no prior experience. Now, the management knew that I was in college, so they scheduled me for shifts that were later in the day. On most days of the week, I would attend classes from 8 a.m. until around 1 p.m. Then I would have about an hour to change into my shop clothes and drive 20 minutes to my job. Now, the second job that I held during this period was as a resident assistant for my university. To qualify to do this, I lived in what was called an on-campus family apartment, where we wouldn't have to live with a roommate. We would have the privacy of a family living situation, but we would still be on campus. This job demanded around 32 to 40 hours a week, but what made this job manageable is the fact that it was so flexible with both my Walmart schedule and my class schedule. As a resident assistant, we would work 1 to 2 overnight on-call shifts per week, and the rest of the time was spent decorating the campus and planning and hosting student life events for the students that were living on campus. Now, the payment that I received for doing this job was pretty sweet. I received a free apartment. I didn't have to pay rent or utilities. And I received a free meal plan in the university's dining hall. The meal plan covered 1 meal per day each semester, 5 days a week. So I could stop by and grab lunch in between classes and work if I had time. There were also times in my college career where I worked remotely. These unique working situations really made my life as a parent so much easier, and I guarantee you that if you utilize this same strategy in your college career, you're going to have an easier time too. So to wrap it all up, basically, if you want to work 2 jobs, make sure that at least one of them is super flexible and it's tailored for students so that you don't lose your mind while you're trying to work so much. The 4th and final secret that I want to share with you for this video is the fact that sometimes, as a full-time college student with all this stuff going on, you have to learn to let things go. Lose the perfectionism attitude. Some people may not agree with me on this one, but unless you are planning to obtain your master's, then just keep in mind that even C's get degrees. In other words, if you bomb a class and you miss out on your chance to make an A or even a B, and you have a barely passing grade, well hey, at least you passed. And it's guaranteed that with a little work and dedication, you can make better grades in the future. Your life is not over because you made a bad grade. Look, my point is, don't stress about making a C in your chemistry lab when your major is political science, for instance. You will have a chance to make your grades better as you approach your major courses, where you can really shine. Bonus tip. Your house does not always have to be perfectly spick and span every single day. As far as cleanliness and organization goes, it's okay to not have a spotless house 24/7, especially as a parent or as a student. Now, of course, you want to block out time for major cleaning events, but don't sweat the small stuff in between your scheduled cleaning blocks. Cut yourself a little slack. Not gonna lie, that was pretty cool recapping my own experiences for you guys. Hopefully it will help you out. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy navigating!